Hey guys, it's Jermaine here again. So I've been in a couple, or I am in a couple of notary spaces, and a question I see like every week is, I just got my commission, so what do I do from here? And I want to make a kind of like a outline video of what you can do after you get your commission. Okay, so let's get right into this, and we'll we'll should be able to get you up and running here. Okay, so I made a quick presentation about this here. All right, so you got your commission, you passed your tests, and you don't know where to go. Let's go through here. So the first thing you want to do is learn your state rules. Uh, the reason that's important is this is going to tell you pretty much how you can make your money. That's the big thing you need to know from your rules when it comes to your pricing, at least. How you can make your money, what you need to charge, and what you can and cannot charge. So in Pennsylvania, our rules when it comes to travel and charging for your own time and stuff like that, Pennsylvania just says like don't be a dickhead, pretty much. Like you can charge what you want to charge, but it cannot be like absorbent. I can't say, well, if I'm traveling, you have to pay $500. But since they do not really govern our money, uh, my travel is where I make most of my money as an notary. So you want to pretty much understand your restrictions and your fees. At the very minimum, you need to know the difference between an acknowledgement and a Jurat, which is pretty much the two types of notarizations that you're going to do, and how to check IDs. So you need to make sure you can, you know how to check IDs, you know what to look for, and like this is when I say important, I mean just for you to get started. So if you're trying to jump in and make money, this is like the bare minimum information you're going to need. Okay, so yeah, just read your handbook. You can if you Google certain things and type in your state, it's going to it should show you your uh, like your Secretary of State site, and you should be able to get information from there. If you signed on through the NNA, you can actually give them a call if you have the hotline and ask them questions. And the hotline is good for if you're just starting out, and like sometimes you may have a silly question, but you just don't know where to look for it, or it's like so specific that it's hard to find an answer. You can contact the NNA for that, and they're pretty good. And next, people I see people get hung up on choosing an LLC or a DBA. You definitely want one of them. So I would say start with the DBA. One, the DBA is cheaper. Some people like get their commission. Your commission lasts for 4 years. So some people get their commission and do nothing with it. So if you heard about notaries and you want to give it a try, see if you can make money with it, but you're not really sure if this is something that you want to do, get a DBA. Like I said, it's cheaper, and you can uh, you can name it like whatever you want. So most people say if you're going to do a notary business or pretty much any business, you want to name it what it is and where it is. So my business name is Mobile Notary Philadelphia. So you kind of want that for like SEO purposes, like something that people may type or may recognize. So also, once you get your commission, you should know you have to have a like a E&O insurance, and a DBA plus E&O insurance. You have the insurance that covers your personal. stuff. Like they'll any amount of money that you get sued for will go through your E&O insurance. And since you're just starting out, you're most likely not going to be sued for like thousands and thousands of dollars. But your E&O is normally, I think mine is like 25,000. But you'll be kind of covered between the E&O insurance and the DBA. So once you start getting like into notary, you see like you okay, I really want to do this. I'm making some money from it. You can always upgrade to an LLC. But I would start with the DBA until you figure out like, hey, I want to do this for real. Okay. Next, you want to get your course supplies. So your course supplies is what you need to do, what you need to do your job as a notary. So that's going to be your stamp. Uh, some states you don't need a seal, but check with your state. A printer and a scanner, that's very optional unless you're going to go into a loan signing agent. So you definitely want your business cards and your. You don't need a. I was about to say receipt book, unless depending on like what you pick to like take money from people. So we'll get that into the next slide, but pretty much you want to get enough supplies so you can start working now, like as soon as possible. And I would say your seal and the journal and your pins. It's pretty much what you need. For your pins, make sure you get blue and black. You'll run into some uh, notary forms, and they'll say this has to be filled out in black ink or blue ink. So make sure you read like if it comes with instructions, make sure you read those instructions because you don't want to like fill the whole thing out in black ink and then it says it must be filled out in blue ink. Okay, so those are the two colors you need. Okay, and next you want to find the tools that you need to run your business. So these are going to be like if you want to make business cards, you can go through Canva, see what email platform you're going to use, how you're going to take payments, and any type of calendar tools. So I use what's it called? I use Square Appointments. Square Appointments they actually have a calendar uh, for itself. They have you can set up a booking link that you can put on a website, and you can take money from people through either your phone, like if they have a chip, they can scan it, and or you can send them an invoice link. Uh, you can get Cash App. I haven't ran into anyone that has Cash App for some reason, but I take most of my payments through Square Appointments. The only thing about any type of payment system where like you take money from people is that they're going to take, I think it's like 1.7% or 2% of your total transaction. So if it's like $100, they'll take like $2. But you're able to take money from anywhere, so that's a good thing. Uh, I really like Canva. Canva, I've done all of my uh, business cards. I've done all of my posters, and with Canva, you can they let you pick like the type of paper you want. They'll cut it the right size for you, and it's very easy to design through Canva. So I would say the pro version has a lot more what do you call it? A lot more graphics that you can use, um, a lot more features you can use. Canva does have some AI, and you can make landing pages through it. I haven't gone through the landing pages yet, but I'm going to do that soon. They also have a calendar where you can schedule, what do you call it? Where you can schedule your uh, social media posts. So you can make social media posts through Canva, and they have a calendar where you can say like post this at like 3 p.m. on Tuesday, then next one for Thursday at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever, and you can schedule your whole social media posts for like throughout like the month of Canva or with Canva. I haven't used any scheduling tools yet because Square Appointments, they kind of have like a built-in scheduling tool, right? Next, you want to figure out your pricing. So what I did for this was I knew my rules, and I knew that my travel, my mileage, I can kind of do anything for that. So I Googled notaries near me, and the first like 10 or 15 notaries, I called each of them, and I said this to them. I said, I was in an accident, and my insurance company needs me to get this page notarized. And the page is it's just one page, and the page is they say I need to swear that this information is true, and I need to have a notary to notarize it. So if you know your rules, that's a one-page jurat, and from there you can look into the your state rules to see how much you can charge for jurat. For Pennsylvania, I believe it's $5, and it's just one page, so something that's like quick. Almost everyone should know what that is, uh, no matter like how good or bad of a notary they are. Like, they should at least know that. Okay, so then with that information, you can subtract the jurat fee from the price they tell you, and the remaining price should be how much they're charging for mileage and pretty much a travel fee. So if you like, if you're in my state, like PA, where they really don't govern the travel fee, and someone says, "Well, I can do it for $100 or $50," you can kind of say, "Well, $5 from that, and the rest of that is their time and travel." So you call like 10, 15 notaries and see where their prices are falling. So I did this for uh, NPA, and people were going as low as $50 to as high as $250 because they were just like their travel fee was. Uh, some some states are going to have travel fees that are like strict. Like this is how much you can charge per mile, and you're going to have to be able to essentially like do the math when you're speaking to someone. So like you just it's really knowing your travel fees. So the reason that you want to have all this like as soon as possible is for the next step here, you're going to start marketing yourself. And as soon as you start marketing, you have to be ready to. So that's the big thing between this step and the next step. You want to make sure you have, or before this step and the next step, you want to make sure you have, you're ready to go. That as soon as you finish, if someone said, "Hey, do this for me," you could give them a price and you could do it. Uh, and a big thing about notaries is that once you start, most of your job is going to be marketing. Like you may not get a notary call for like a month or two, but you need to be marketing yourself like as soon as you come out. The harder you're marketing yourself, usually the more work you'll get. But it's it depends on how many notaries you have near you and a bunch of other stuff. But marketing is pretty much your main job once you start. Okay. So the next step is oh, I think I missed a slide. But another thing is once you get once you get your fees up, you know what you're doing, and to market yourself, you want to at least have a, one of two things up. You want a Google My Business, so when people search on Google, they have a chance to find you. So like you don't have to actively, like you still want to actively market, but you have the Google My Business that can help you market while you're actively marketing, and you want to have a website. So a lot of, especially older notaries, they're going to say, "Well, I never had a website. I didn't need it." The important thing about a website now, especially since there's so many notaries, is that a website is kind of like a backup to your Google My Business. It supports your Google My Business. So, like, if you have your Google My Business, like, this is my company's name, this is what I do, and then you have a backup, and you have a website that like confirms that information. Google looks at your website and your Google My Business, and they will help each other rank because they're attached to each other, and their information is correct and is speaking about what your business is about. So, like Google, when they look through a website, they want to make sure the website is speaking about the information that it's attached to. So, like, if you had a website that was about like pizza, but you're advertising as a notary, that would actually hurt your um that would hurt your Google My Business and your website because they would say, well, these two aren't talking about the same thing; they're not related. So you want to have a website that supports your Google My Business to lift you up in the um to get you as high as possible to the top of the Google My Business or the map pack they call it. All right. So now here, so keep learning means that I'm just doing general notary work will most likely not give you that much. Like some people make it work, but it's likely not going to be enough for you to have the life you want. So you'll just need to have more income sources as a notary. So there's a couple things you can look into that I see notaries do commonly. One thing is that you can get into field inspections. I have a video that shows you how to do that. You can get into being a wedding officiant, a video for that, and you can get into much more things like fingerprinting, uh, pretty much like business services that regular people need. Uh, there's another one called permit running, where you help people submit for permits. Apostille. There's a lot of things. Like if you go Google it and search it, uh, you can find a bunch of stuff that you can do. I-9 verification is another one. So I would say try to like look into these uh, income sources and see if you can kind of like built more than one service. So if there's ever a lull in general notary work, you have other ways to make money. And of course, there's a loan signing agent, which is a bit more like you have to kind of like put money to really get into that. Like you have to take a training, you have to buy a good printer or scanner. But if you want to do this and replace a full time income, I would say probably 90% of people would have to have multiple income streams to make it work. I haven't spoken to anyone, or just me. I haven't spoken to anyone that does general notary work and that's their full income. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it from me here for this. If this was helpful, please subscribe, and I'll have more of these videos as I build my notary business. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope this helps you here.